This is a deeper look into the setting up of a booking, creating a booking from scratch. So we're going to go and say create a new booking, create a booking from scratch. Okay, now I can select my dates that the clients are traveling. So I'm going to go and choose just 12 days in September and select my date range so that I can see all of my days have shown up quite nicely there. If I go and toggle this sidebar, that makes everything full screen. And if I want to get back so that I can see my menu on the left and my notes on the right, then I just press this toggle sidebar again. So that's just if you're working on a smaller screen, that makes things a little bit easier. So the first thing we need to set up, so if I try and click on a day to add a service, it's going to say that I need to select an agent, and I can do that by going to trip info. So this first one over here is going to be my trip info. So I need to say party name. Agent. So I'm just going to go 888-001. I don't need a budget necessarily. You can enter a budget if you want. Just make sure if you do want to use a budget, you need to do it right from the beginning of when you add your services. So your budget only starts calculating from when you add the budget. So for instance, if I go and add 12 services, then I go and select my budget of 50,000 Rand, it's not going to add those 12 services into the budget. It's going to start the budget from zero. So if you need a budget, just start it from the beginning. But that's not mandatory at all. And then there's my booking status as initial status. So save. Now if I try and add, it's also going to say that I can't because I need a room config. Okay, so I've had quite a few questions around the room config. So that's this little one over here with the people. So I'm going to go to PAX configuration. And now from this, I need to add 1 room, 2 rooms, 5 rooms, however many for the people that are traveling. So I'm going to go and say add room. And now I can give it a name if I want. So I can call it parents room, and then I can select what room type it is. In this case, it's just going to be a double. I know that very often we'll do a double and then we'll have parents with an infant or parents with a child age 6 or something like that. You can still do that as you always used to, just with the parents room, and call it a double. We haven't changed anything there. Then to add our adults, anything that is grayed out is an indicator of what you're looking at. So a lot of people go and click on the adults and they say, well, I can't add any adults because you need to click add adult. So it's just the button add adult. If it is gray, it means you can't edit. If it is white, it means that you can work on it. Okay. So then I can go and say dad, and he is age 43. And then we've got add another adult. So that's going to pop up underneath. And we've got mom. So we don't necessarily need to add an age, but for this example, we have. And then also we've got notes below. These are the notes that are going to be sent to the supplier, every single supplier, specifically around this person. So that's why we say, do they have dietary requirements? Are there maybe the grandparents, so they need to be on the ground floor, stairs aren't really applicable for them. So this is anything, notes specifically going to the supplier relating to that person. Maybe dad's a vegan, we're going to put that in there, or dad is 6'8", so he needs an extra length bed. We're going to put that info in there. And then I can go and add my child over here. And as soon as I hit add child, there we go. It has gone and changed that to my child 1 over there. So as I mentioned, anything that is gray, it means that we cannot amend it. If it is white, like this block, then it means that we can click on that, or white over here, then we can go and type into that block and say, and they are age 5. Cool. Now I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to save details. There we go. I've got my 1 room, and it's the parents' room with the child, and I'm going to say save config. Now I can add my very first service. After I've added my first service, I can then go and I can say save booking. Very important to remember that. Okay, thanks a lot.